Hello and welcome to this Java video tutorial with me, Nam Haming. I've been working with Java for more than 11 years and I'm founder of CodeJava.net, which is one of the most popular Java programming tutorial websites. I'm also Java expert coach for 122 programmers around the world. Today in this video tutorial, I'm going to help you how to take input from user in Java. Basically, there are three ways which we can use to take input from user in Java. The first way is using a reader with the standard input stream or system.in. The second way is using the scanner class, and the third way is using the console class. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use all of these three ways to read input from user in Java. Let's start with how to take input from user in Java using a reader with system.in. You know, in Java, system.in is the standard input stream. The standard input stream is associated with keyboard input, and it is of type input stream or byte input stream. To read input from user using the standard system input stream, we often use a buffer reader that wraps the system in to read input as character using its readLine method. And here's a code example. Now I'm going to show you how to write this code using a text editor. My favorite text editor is TextPad editor. Okay, let's go. Yes, I need to create a class, public class, read input 1. Save this file as a Java file. Input 1 and try a main method, public static void main string arguments. And you know the BufferedReader class reside in the java.io package, so we need to import the java.io package. Import java.io /stars to import all classes in the java.io package. Now we create a buffer reader that wraps input stream reader that wraps the system input stream. Buffer reader equal new buffer reader. This buffer reader wraps input stream reader which bridge between byte stream and character stream. And this input stream reader wraps the system input stream, system standard input. Okay. And we use the readLine method of the BufferedReader class to read an input as a string. Now open command prompt to compile this program. Java, and let me see, we have read input 1.java file here. Okay, now let's compile Java C read input dot 1.java. Okay, no problem. And system.out.print. Here we use a system standard output stream to print a message on the screen. Here, enter the name, and we use the readLine method to read a string from the user. Assign this to a string name equal readLine, and we use a system standard output stream to write the name back. Let me see, the name is plus name. Now let's try to compile again and run this program. Now compile again. You see there's an error, unreported exception, IO exception. It's because we call the readLine method without handling the IO exception. So we need to wrap this code in a child catch block, or throws the IO exception in the main method. Here I choose to throw the IO exception in the main method. Throws IO exception. Save the file and compile it. You see, compile successfully. And now run the program using the Java command, Java read input. Sorry, Java read input 1. Okay. So you see the system out.out.print display a message, a text on the screen, and here I enter my name, and press enter. My name is displayed back. You see the name is Nam Ha Minh. And let's try one more time. For example, the name is Donald Trump. The name is Donald Trump. You see, using the BufferedReader to read input from user, basically the readLine method return a string. So if you want to read the number, we need to cast the string to a number. For example, now I write system out dot print, enter the age, and read the readLine. Here we expect the age is an integer number, So we need to, and because the readLine method return a string, we need to use a integer dot pass int method, static method, to pass the input string as a number, and print the s number. System.out.println. Here we need system.out.println. Your age is plus s. Now let's compile again and run this program. Compile again. Okay, compile successfully and run again. Sorry, input one. Now is my name, and you see it asks me enter my age. My age is 33, and you see it print my age. Your age is 33. So far, that's the first way to read input from user in Java using the BufferedReader class. And next, I'm going to show you how to use a scanner class to take input from user in Java. Let's understand about the scanner class. This scanner class resides in the java.ug package. It provides convenient method for reading primitive types and strings. Here are some methods to read primitive type and string. The next line method is input as a string. The next in method is an input as an integer number, and the next float with an input as a float number, and so on. Next boolean, next long, etc. And here's a code example that demonstrates how to use a scanner class. And now I'm going to show you how to write this code using an IDE. I open Eclipse. Here we go. I'm using Eclipse now. Okay. Here we go. This is my Eclipse IDE, and this is the hello one using the scanner class. Okay, I close this project, create a new one. Okay, now I'm going to create a new Java project and enter the project name as read input 2 and click next. Finish. Here we go. I have the project 2 here, and I create a package. I prefer my package name is my website domain net.codejava, and io. Okay, net.codejava.io, and I create a class. Enter the name of the class is read input 2, and check this option to generate the main method. Okay, click finish. Here we go. A new class is created, and now I add the code here to read input from user using a scanner class. Okay. First, we need to create an instance of the scanner class that grabs the standard input stream, the system standard input stream. Create a scanner object, scanner equal new scanner. The scanner can take a file or an input stream here, because we need to read input from the user in the command line, so we pass the system input stream here, system.in. Okay, and next we use scanner's next line method to read a string, and the scanner's next int method to read an integer number. First, we need to use the system standard output stream to print a message on the screen. Here, enter the nationality. Okay, and scanner next line that read the input as a string, and we assign this, the return of this method to a string variable, string nation. Okay, and next we use the next in method to read the edge. Okay, now but wait, let's run this program. Okay, and click run button. You see in Eclipse IDE, we can type the input here in the console view. It's more convenient than using the text editor as I showed you before. Okay, now I enter my nationality, Vietnam. You see the input is marked as cyan color. Okay, the program terminated. Okay, we need to close the scanner after use. Close. And next, system.out.print to ask yes, as is, how old are you? And we use the next in method to read the input as an integer number and assign the return of this method to an integer number as equals scanner next in. Okay, and now I use the system standard output stream to print the result. Okay, system.out.print line. For example, I use the format method with the format string welcome as the enter. element. Okay, year O, and supply the argument is nation and age. Okay, here's a format method. Take format string. In this format string, we have two format specifier. The percent sign s represent a string, and this will replaced by the nation, and the second format specifier percent sign d represents a number, and this will be replaced by the s variable here. Now run the program again, and I enter my nationality is Vietnam, and my age is 33, and you see here's the result. Welcome Vietnam, 33 years gentlemen. Sorry, it should be enter the name, and here is the name, and here is the name to make it more natural. Now test the program again. My name is Nam, and my age is 33, and you see the program read Nam as a string and read 33 as an integer number, and finally print a welcome message. Welcome Nam, 33-year-old gentleman. Okay. Next, we can use a next float method to read the input as a float number. Okay. Now I write system dot out dot print. For example, what is pi? The pi value. Float pi equals scanner. Next float. You see, and print this out. System dot out dot print line. Job pi is plus pi. You see, this line read the input as a float number and print the float number on the screen. Now run this program again. Enter my name is Nam, my age is 33, and my pi value is 3.1412. You see, it prints the pi value is 3.1412. Okay. So far, I have shown you how to use a scanner class to read input from the user in Java. You can use the next line method to read a string, next in method to read the input as an integer number, and the next float method to read the input as a float number, and so on, using various next method of the scanner class here. And finally, I'm going to show you how to read input from the user in Java using the console class. You know the console class resides in the java.io package. It provides convenient methods for both reading input and writing output from the standard input stream and standard output stream. First, we need to obtain an instance of the console class using the system.console method here. And for reading, There are several methods such as readLine that reads the input as a string. Another overload of the readLine method that takes a string format and an array of arguments. This method print the string on the screen and read the input as a string. Especially the console class provide convenient method for reading input as reading password. This method reads passwords by hide the characters when the user enter password. And there are also another overload of this method that takes two arguments, a string format and an array of arguments. For writing, we can use the format method or printf method. Note these two methods are the same. We can use either format or printf. Okay, so first we need to obtain a console instance from the system, and next we can use various read methods and write methods. So the console class provide convenient methods for both reading and writing at the same time. And one important point I want to tell you is that the console class cannot be used in an IDE. And here's a code example that demonstrates how to use the console class to read and write input and output. Now let's try to write some code using IDE. Okay. Now I create a new class. Read input 3. Check this to create a main method and click finish. Now I obtain get the console class console. Equal system.console. Note that we need to check if the console is supported or not. So we need to check if console equal now. If it's equal now, we need to print an error message. System.out.println console is not supported, and terminate the program with an error code. Okay. Now let's try to run this program inside Eclipse IDE. Click the run button, and you see the system variable is now. It's because an IDE is not an interactive environment for the console class. That means we cannot test the console class inside an IDE. So now I shift back to a text editor. Okay, copy this code, and create a new file. Paste this code and save the file as read input 3. Okay. Now let's compile and try to run this program. Java C read input 3.java. You see, compile successfully and run this program using the Java command. Java read input 3. You see, the program runs and terminates without any output because we don't print anything yet. But we can see that we don't receive this error message. That means the console class can be used only in command line mode. Okay, so next we read some variable, some input, name, age, and city. Okay, what's your name? How are you? Where do you live? Okay, so console list line, console list line. What's your name? As you can see, the console class provide convenient method for both write and read. String name here you can see the read line method print this on the screen and read the input as a string back. Okay. Now let's try to recompile this program and run it. Now recompile successfully and run it. What is your name? Nam. Okay, the program terminates successfully. That means input name is read as string. Okay, and next I write code to ask the user enter the age and city. How are you and where do you live? Console read line. How old are you? And because the readLine method reads the input as a string, so we need to assign the return as a string as equal how are you. And next we read the city. Where do you live? Where do you live? String city. And finally we use the format method to print the output on the screen using a string format like this. Using the console format method, we print the string year old man living in percent %s, and the arguments are the three variables name, age, and city. Okay, now let's recompile and run the program. Recompile and run. My name is Nam and I'm 33 and I live in Da Nang city. You see, the program reads three inputs: my name, my age, and my city, and finally it prints a message on the screen including my name, my age, and my city. Nam, a 33-year-old man, is living in Da Nang. So far I have guided you three ways to take input from user in Java. Let's review what you have learned. The first program is the BufferedReader class to read user input. You see, using readLine method. And the second program, we use a scanner class with its various next method to read the input as a string or read the input as an integer number or read the input as a float number. And finally, we use a console class that can be used to both read and write at the same time. For example, the readWrite method print this string on the screen and read the input as a string and assign the input back a variable here. Very convenient. So which way should we use to read input from the user? I think it depends on a specific circumstance. It depends on our need. For example, if we want to convert the input to primitive types conveniently, we should use scanner class. For simple input, we can use a BufferedReader class. And for more convenient both reading and writing, we should use a console class. And in my opinion, I recommend you to use a console class for reading the input normally. But for reading the input as primitive types, I recommend you to use a scanner class. That's a video tutorial that teaches you how to read input from user using the BufferedReader, console, and scanner classes in Java. Stay connected with me on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/codejava, and connect to my Facebook profile, facebook.com/namjavaprogrammer, and also don't forget to visit my website, codejava.net. And I invite you to like my fan page at facebook.com/codejava. And if you haven't joined my newsletter program, I invite you to join my newsletter program at newsletter.codejava.net. And thank you for joining me on this video tutorial. I am Nam Haming, the passionate Java programmer. Thank you and see you again in the next video.